Okay, last time this just crashed everything out, but hopefully it won't do it this time. So I'm going to create a new layer on top of my photo. This is the photo I'm reworking. I zoom out, get a better look at it. That's it. Okay, so we're going to start with his face. Okay, it's cool. It doesn't seem to be lagging at the moment. Gosh, it took me ages to get it set up to get this far. I think maybe my problem was that I had Explorer open and I was trying to record onto the local desktop, onto the local hard drive as well. I think that was just a bit too ambitious for the RAM of my laptop. So I think this seems to be better. It's stressful though. Yeah, okay, that's so far so good. Just trying to get the basics down really quickly. I'm really close to my microphone, so sorry if I'm just breathing into it in a weird kind of way. Part of the problem is that setting up and getting this live stream going really hurt my back. Stress, I have this chronic pain condition, so stress kind of fires it off a little bit. But you don't need to know that, so don't even know why I'm telling you. But anyhow, we're good to go at the moment. Everything seems to be working okay. I'm assuming I'm still streaming, and my XSplit hasn't crashed on me, so I am very hopeful. If any of my family members are watching the stream, Mum or my brother, if you can just maybe quickly message me on Facebook and let me know if it's streaming okay. That'd be really helpful. All right. Just in case you're wondering, I actually made this mask as well. And this is my friend D underneath the rubber. Let's zoom out a bit. No, not that much. Then I can just kind of try and get how the back of his head would be. His shoulders would be like that. Better get his eyes. It's a bit rough, but I can tidy it up a little bit later. Cool. I'm going to put his hair on afterwards, so I don't need to worry about that too much right now. Set eraser. Yep. Alright, let's zoom out again and see what we're looking at. Now what I can do, just make sure I've got an idea of my base elements. I think I do. Okay, so what I can do now is I'm just going to create another layer. New layer. And I'm going to drag it underneath. And that's going to be my tone layer. And actually I'm going to create another layer as well. But this is just really, and drag that below, and this is really going to be my background layer, and I'm going to delete that, or delete most of it when I come to finish the tone. So let's choose the right color. I like to use a sort of dull green, almost grey kind of color. Just flood fill the background with it. Cool. So now I can kind of see what I've created so far. Let's call this line work. This one can be tone. And for now I'm just going to stay on tone. Okay, so I can see there's some unwanted lines at the top of the head. So let's go to the top of the head. Tidy that up a bit. Line work. Come on. Shouldn't still be erasing. Let's jump into that. That's weird. That is weird. For some reason it's stuck in eraser mode. fine brush or something like that. It's fine. No, it's still... I know what I'm doing. Alright. I can't see anything because I'm drawing in the wrong colour. Yeah, it should be black. Alright, so I was drawing far and I just couldn't see it. Yep, there it is. Okay, again, this is all going to be covered by here. I just want it to be closed so I can maybe do some flood fill just to speed up the process a little bit. Same with here. Just close it up. Close up my line work, that's better. Might as well fill in the nostrils. Close up the teeth. Right. Let's zoom out a bit, see how we're going. Is good. Let's just save. Always incrementally save. It's always a good policy. Right. You can see there's a gap in the line work here. That's better. Sort of depends on my flood fill settings anyhow. And there's a gap there as well. Just see it. And there is another gap. Let's close them all up. Okay, I think that's cool. Don't know what these guides are. I think that must have been for before. Let's get rid of these guides. View, clear guides. It's better. Okay, that feels a lot better. Close up the head. Alright, let's do some flood fills in the tone section. So we'll just unhide that for a second and I'll find a darker tone, darker mid-tone. So yeah, again in the tone section. Oh, actually, what I'll do, so go into line work and let's select, say, like gums. See what happens if I don't close up the line work. Alright. Let's select the face instead. And the neck. And the arms. And I'll find a darker mid-tone. Oops. Control C. Trying to close that. Can't remember how I've set this up to select. Nope. Alright, I'll just use the magic, the dropper to select color selector. Let's grab that one. That's a good mid-tone. Zoom out a bit. So now I'll just hop down into the tone section and flood fill in those areas. Doop. Yep, it's a bit dark, isn't it? Let's do the same with the eyes. Go back to line work. Press shift to add. And let's make that quite dark. I wonder if no, actually I'll just black it right out. There we go. Now I want to do the same with the shirt, but I haven't. Oops, I did that in the line work. Oh, that doesn't matter. Deselect. Select the pen tool. And oh no, that's cool. Let's fix up those gums and teeth and everything. So we've got a bleed through. We lost the tooth there. Close that up properly. Same with here. This is why I couldn't select the teeth properly. Make sure it's all closed up. Okay. Alright, let's deselect this for a second. And same deal, so let's find the right tone. I don't know if this is the right tone or not to work it. We'll see. Shift to add to the selection. Go to the tone layer. And we'll just flood fill those areas. And let's do the same thing with the teeth. Selector. That'll do for now. And go down to the tone section and go ahead and flood fill all of those as well. And that one. Cool, let's do the eyes. Up to the line work. And down to the tone and flood fill in those areas as well. Okay, let's do the shirt. Line work. Use the paint dropper selector. Go into tone and go ahead and I'm going to flood fill in those areas as well. Cool. Now back up to line work. Zoom in. And I'm going to select these areas here. It's not going to let me zoom right in. Oops. Okay. Use the color selector, paint dropper, and flood fill on the tone layer. That's done it. Okay. Right, let's give me the basics. Now I can actually start painting. And I'm still going to work on the tone layer. Oh, one last thing. Inside of the mouth. Color selector, down to tone, and flood fill. Cool. And then deselect. Alright. Cool. Now I can't really see the artwork anymore, like the other layer of artwork, so I'm going to just grab it. So yeah, just select layer 8, which is the original artwork. Let's rename it as such. Let me. Original artwork. And Control A to select all, Control C to copy, Control N to create a new document. New from clipboard, create. Let's just make it a bit smaller, image size, so it doesn't take up too much RAM. Doesn't have to be that big either. Let's make it like 10 centimeters. Save it off as ref. Ref zombie. So if I need to grab it again, I can. And let's just zoom it up a little bit so I can see what I'm working with. Should be able to just detach this. Yep, so I've detached it now, so I can have it up while I'm working on this file. So now let's get back into the artwork. Select the tone layer, and now we're ready to start actually painting. So let's have a look at C. Let's go back to the brush tool. Take a sip of my coffee. Now I can actually have some fun, because that's kind of boring stuff. So let's select the brush tool and just take the hardness down, right down, pump up the size a bit. And now I'm just going to by eye, going to start to paint. Let's start by painting in some the dark areas. So I'll go back to black and change the opacity down to say like 30%. Make a much bigger brush than that. much bigger. Let's pump up the smoothing. No, don't like that. So I don't like this brush very much either. Let's see if I can find something that's a little bit more suitable. I haven't set up any basic brushes on this yet, so let's go for a soft round brush and see how we go. Let me do that. Yeah, that's what I want. Soft round brush. Much better. Let's make sure that we exclude, so we don't go over the artwork and onto the background. Let's just make sure that we're only working on the actual character. So what I'm doing is I went onto the line work and I've selected the background, and I know that I've flood filled all this, so I can do the same here for his armpit area by going Shift and then go Shift Control I, and that selects the inverse. Oh, we missed this part as well, so I just add to that, go, I think it's Control, and it subtracts that part. Alright, so now we're just working on the character itself. Go back into the tone and select my paintbrush again so I can start painting again. Cool, that's what I want. Don't mind if I go over the t-shirt as well. Nice. I just make a smaller brush. And we can go in here as well. Do the same for the gums. It's better. Okay. Now, I think I'm ready to start adding in the light parts. So let's select, and we can actually use the color selector if I really want to, and select it from here. Grab the pen tool, go back into here. There it is. Just going to take my opacity down a bit more, even. Yeah, that's better. Gives me a little bit more control. Even better is if I zoom in a bit so I can see what I'm doing. That's it. Cool. Just quickly save. Always incrementally save. Oops. Just trying to move this out of the way a little bit for a second. So I can work on the highlights here. Just try and match it with the original artwork. Same here. Getting there. Do the same with the dark colors. So I'm just pushing things back and pulling things forward by using dark and light tones. Really simple stuff. Really fast weight work. I do this if I'm just painting normally, classical painting as well, with wet mediums. Some point I've got to do is t-shirt design in there. Just pump the opacity up a bit so I can work a bit faster. Don't mind if it's a bit rough because he's a zombie, so he's supposed to be a bit rough and ragged. Actually, I even think that the brush I'm using is a bit too soft, if anything. But I haven't really set up my brushes yet, so I'm just using the default Photoshop brushes, which is, I suppose it's good for the purpose of this tutorial, because you can follow along and do your own thing using the same brushes. I don't know if you call this a tutorial or more just a demonstration. Yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. Well, not looking pretty good, but it's looking okay. Okay. So if we zoom in a bit. Now let's get those teeth looking good. Teeth are looking a bit clean. Let's move this to the other side again. Zoom in on the teeth. Alright. So I'll start with a smaller brush. Not that small. That'll do. And I'm going to drop my opacity down again to like maybe 9%. So I can just get a bit of detail in there. Just adding a bit of relief, a bit of rendering, blending. Pump it up a bit so I can work a bit faster. Great thing about working with zombies is you can kind of be sloppy and it doesn't really matter. Let's add a bit of texture in here. Hope I'm still streaming. That's cool. Same here, just want a bit of texture. So it sort of matches the photo a bit. Doesn't have to be exact. It would have to be fairly exact if I was trying to do a beauty paint, but because this is a zombie, it can be dirty. It's good because I'm tired. So after this I'm going to have a nap. It's a long hot night. It's actually cooler in the daytime at the moment, and we're waiting for the cyclone to hit, which is hitting Fiji and Tonga. It's been incredible. Cyclone Jeta sort of gone up from category 2 to category 4, maybe even category 5, which makes it like historically quite a huge cyclone. Quite scary for the people of Tonga. That's cool. It's better. I'm trying to get rid of this sort of line because when I selected and filled before, I didn't really use a big tolerance. Don't know if I'm explaining it very well. I'll explain it better on another video maybe. That's great. It's soften that up a bit. Now I'm going to work up a bit, so let's use white. And the same with his teeth. Still, again, I'm not too worried about detail, not at this stage. Just blocking things out. You can see there's a highlight on his nose there. See how we're going. It's not looking bad. I can start to block in his t-shirt maybe. T-shirt design. Some blue. I used I actually made the t-shirt as well, so I know the colours I used. If I want to, I can pull the t-shirt out and actually use that as a direct reference for this later on. But it doesn't really matter. It's not that important. Just want to give the impression that it's the same as the character is wearing in the movie. There we go. Zoom out a bit and have a little look. So it's starting to get there, isn't it? Let's save. So it might be a bit premature, but I'd like to start to put, or at least try and see if I could find the right brush for his hair. But I have to create another layer for that, so I'm going to create the layer on top of the line work again. So let's go new layer. Deselect. And let's have a look and see if we can find the right brush. So what have we got here? General brushes. Let's look in the dry medium. We've got pencil, razor. What's in wet? So we've got a few splooshes, special effects. What's in special effects? It's a bit of a scatter. I don't know. I don't know if that's really what I want. So I'm going to import a brush from my installers folder from Imagine Effects. This is the problem, I haven't installed all my brushes yet since I reinstalled the operating system. Here we go, brushes. So let's use, what have we got here? Varo 1 has got skin brushes. I need hair. Oh, let's get cracked and scab. Definitely want cracked and scab. But for now, for here, I don't need it. So I've got all these brushes because I'm a subscriber to Imagine Effects, so you can get these brushes as well, but you do have to subscribe to Imagine Effects to get access to these. What's in here? Skin here, that's what I want. Alright. Close that down. There we go, skin here brushes. There's the skin, there's some lovely textures I can use. And we'll try hair base 2. And again, I'm going to select the same basic tone as is here at the moment, but a mid-tone. See. Now, go back into our brush, back into the right document. Let's rename this here, so it doesn't get confusing. Save it off. And I'll start painting and see how we go. Let's pump the opacity right up. That's cool. That's what I want. Let's go dark first. Just get some of this detail in. Top of his head. That's better. Don't worry if you go over some of the line work, because I can come back over it with the eraser tool and just take stuff away as well. So just want to try and get that same messy kind of look. Oops. That's not bad. I can use a bit of artistic license. Now, I'm going to go over with a lighter colour. Again, the same as with the skin tone, I'm working things back, and then with the dark colours, and then bringing them forwards with the light colors. So I'm trying to match what's happening with the light. Getting there. Save as I go. It's not bad. Just the skin's looking a bit, again, not rough enough. The hair is not too bad at the moment. I could probably rework it some more, but let's go back over it on the skin now that I've got those new brushes loaded, and let's pick, using the color selector, that tone, and go back to original artwork. Oops. And change the brush to something a bit grungier. So let's see what we got here. Skin Texture 3 looks pretty grungy. I'll zoom in a bit so I can see what I'm doing. No, it's not quite right. What we got? Probably just too big. That's better. Just create a porous skin look. It's not bad. Still, it's not quite right either. It's definitely held. It's still a little bit soft. It's definitely looking like the character though, which is cool. So maybe if we let's go into the eyes and really work the eyes. Yep. So let's go back into our line work. Choose our basic brush. I'll choose black for starters. And our basic brush. It's taking a little while for there we go. To bring it up. General brushes. Soft round again. Opacity is 100%. That's cool for my purposes. Actually, what we'll do is just fill this in like this really quickly. And then I usually like to create another layer. Hopefully it's not going to affect the RAM too much. And I call it highlights. Highlights. And then select white. And that's where I'm going to put in this reflection in his eyes. Like that. And then I can kind of do the same thing with select parts of his teeth. Maybe just bring the opacity down to 50% or something, or 40, they'll do. That's not bad. Okay. Let's go back into our tone layer. And I'm going to see what I've got. Let's Control Z. In my brush collection again. So let's import brushes. And I think there's a really nice one I like. It's called Cracks and Scabs. Where is that? Cracked and Scabbed. Like that. It's not as good as I remember. Alright, let's try something else. Let's try natural brushes too. See what that is. No, they're just not quite what I'm looking for. I just have to stay with the skin texture ones. That's way too big. Right. pump the opacity right back up again. Let's do the same thing with his gums, but I won't use a skin tone, I don't think, for that. Just use standard soft round. Make it a bit bigger maybe. Oops. Pasty still at 100, so let's just drop it right down to like 9 again. Or 8 will do. That's better. Just trying to bring some of his gums forward. And save. It's not looking bad. I mean, that came together really quickly. So, if I hide the original artwork, hide that tone now, I can see what's going on here. There's some, where's that? That is in line work. Remember I said I had a bit of an issue there, so I'm just going to use the eraser tool and get rid of that. Come on, eraser. This way. Don't need that in there. Now what I like to do is I like to put the zommed title behind the head. So I'm going to drag it down a couple of layers. If it'll let me. And finally, below the tone as well. There we go. And next thing to do is to bring in my other title graphics. So I can probably just minimize that for now. And I need these top layers in. SPZ and the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Zombies. And see, that's not too bad. I could probably get away with that for a shirt. I might go over the hair a little bit later, just to sort of, because you know, I just deleted that tone and now I kind of lost some stuff, so maybe I'll just do that now. So again, let's go back in and select the hairbrush. Hair base, and I'll start with the black. Still in the razor tool, no idea. I have to remember to reselect the hairbrush once I get out of the razor tool. And make sure the opacity is right up. Let's grab our lighter colour. Make it a bit smaller. Just try and separate it from our lettering. Make it a little bit. Now I'm just using a bit of artistic license. I don't even have the original artwork up anymore. Don't need it. Just break up that hair a bit. And that's pretty much it. That's a good start anyhow. You can see I've got a little bit of a problem here with that line there, so I know where that issue is. It's in this layer here. So if I just stretch that out to the edge of the frame, that'll get rid of that. Yep, that's gone. Save. And there we have it. That's really quick. There's a really quick sculpt. This I'm probably going to go over it a little bit later and add some more detail. But you can see how I can really quickly block out what I want to see, you know, and the detail without actually adding any real detail.